What's going on, boys? I'm back with another banger. Alright, I'm just dropping this video real quick. But guys, my next video is going to be my best video yet. I've been working on it all week. It's like nothing I've ever done before, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. I'm going to finish it after I record this, and I'm going to drop it, I think, on Monday, because, I'll have to make a card recap, and I don't want to, steal the thunder of UFC 295. With that being said, guys, let's get into my predictions for this card, alright? There's a reason that I wait so late in the week to make my predictions, alright? And that's because I like to see the fighters interact at the press conference, at the media day. I like to see how they're feeling, not because it fully influences my pick, but it just kind of helps me understand where these guys are at in their own lives. And I'll explain where that came through for me in my breakdown for this card. All right, so let's start with the early prelims. All right, we got Dennis Bazooka versus Jamal Emmers. All right. Oh, what happened? All right. Well, I'm picking Jamal Emmers truly just based on experience. All right, like Dennis Bazooka, I watched him in his last fight. He didn't look anything too special. He had a win on the Contender Series, but he got beat in his last fight. Who did he get beat by? Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, so I mean, he lost to Sean Woodson, all right, which I get it's your UFC debut, but I mean, Sean Woodson is just such a funky fighter that for me to pick you, you should probably be beating Sean Woodson. All right, moving on up the card, we got Joshua Van versus Kevin Borjas. All right, I'm picking Joshua Van just because he's had a fight in the UFC. Kevin Borjas is coming off of winning the Contender Series. This is his debut. But Joshua Van, he beat Zhalgas Zhumagulov, which, listen, Zhalgas is an easy guy to rob, but a hard guy to beat. You know what I mean? And I think Joshua Van legitimately beat him. So just for that being a pretty decent win, I'm going to be picking Joshua Van here. Also, his picture is in color. Kevin Borjas is not. All right, but best of luck to both, of course. Moving on up the card, John Castaneda versus Kyung Hoo Kang. Okay, this is going to be a good fight, I think. All right, both of these guys are pretty well-rounded. John Castaneda, he has knockout power and submission ability. Kyung Hoo Kang, a lot of his wins come by decision. But overall, I think this will be a pretty fun scrap. But I'm going to go with Kyung Hoo Kang because I just feel like he's just on a bit of a better streak right now. All right. I know, not too in-depth, but it's a fucking coin flip. It's a prelim fight. What do you guys want me to say? All right, let's move on up the card to the early prelim headliner of Jared Gordon versus Mark Madsen. All right, this is a fight where I got to pick Jared Gordon. All right, Jared Gordon coming off of the no contest to Bobby Green where he got headbutt KO'd. But up until that headbutt KO, it was Jared Gordon was honestly impressing me on the feet. He looked way better than he did in the Paddy Pimblett fight, which, of course, he beat Paddy Pimblett. So, I'm not saying that's a good win or anything, but Mark Madsen, he's got good grappling, good top control, coming off of a loss to Grant Dawson. Both of these guys have lost to Grant Dawson. But I just don't think the striking is all the way there for Mark Madsen. He's on the older side as well, I think. So I'm going to be picking Jared Gordon. This is why I'm picking Jared Gordon, guys. I went to UFC X, all right, which is the convention that they do here in Las Vegas. I went there in July, all right, and I was walking out of the bathroom, and Jared Gordon was walking into the bathroom, and I was just like, oh shit, that's Jared Gordon. All right, so I'm going to be picking Jared Gordon for that reason. Also because I do actually think he's going to win. All right, Nazim Sadikov versus Slavoclaws. I'm not even going to try and say this. Slavoclaws, all right. I think I'm leaning towards Nazim Sadikov for this one. All right, Sadikov is coming off of a win over Terrence McKinney, which I know isn't super hard to do, but nonetheless, he got him out of there in the first round, took him down, submitted him. And getting taken down is something that Slavoclaws, he kind of loves it. He loves getting taken down, all right? I'm picking Nazim because Slavoclaws was taken down like 10 plus times against Mark Jacasey. All right, don't get me wrong. I know Mark Jacasey can grapple. I know he has good takedowns. But Mark Jacasey, it's not the best loss. You know what I mean? A lot of guys can beat Mark Jacasey. Mark Chikadze lost to Michael Johnson. All right, a 2022 Michael Johnson was still beating Mark Chikadze. Mark Chikadze beat Slava Claus. I know MMA math doesn't work, but just the finish ability from Sadikov off the ground, I gotta go with him. So yeah, I'm picking Sadikov here. All right, moving on up the card. We got Mateusz Rebecki versus Roosevelt Roberts. I think I'm gonna regret this pick, but I think I'm gonna go with Roosevelt Roberts. All right, just because I mean he's a big guy. He's way bigger than Rebecki, in every aspect, and I know he lost on Tough. I know he won his first fight. I kind of stopped watching after the first few episodes, but I heard he lost on Tough. So I don't know exactly why he's back in the UFC, but I think he's going to have that different type of motivation where he knows, like, he has to give all or nothing here. And, like, this truly is his last chance. So this could age really poorly, and I kind of expect it to because I think Rebecki is better. But I'm going to be going with Roosevelt Roberts. Just, this guy's got a family to feed at home. You know what I mean? He's got to win this fight in the UFC. Stick around. I don't know. Who's younger? Who's younger? Is age not on here? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm picking Roberts. Alright, Tabitha Ricci versus Lupi Godinez. Okay? I'm picking Lupi Godinez here. I watched her last fight against Elise Reed, and she honestly impressed me. She looked like a beast out there. And don't get me wrong, Tabitha Ricci, she wins fights too. Let me see who she beat in her last fight. I know she's coming off Jillian Robertson, Jessica Penne. Only loss in the UFC, only loss in general is to Manon Fiorot, which isn't a horrible loss, although she did get finished. No shame there. All right, Lupi Godinez, on the other hand, she has some bad losses. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Luana Carolina, that's the girl that got put out by Molly McCann. All right, Angela Hill, not the best loss to have, especially because it's kind of recent. But Lupi Godinez is hella active. We see April, May, September, November. That's 4 fights this year. Within like the middle of the year, so very impressive from her, but she just looked like a totally improved beast in this fight against Elise Reed. So just off of that momentum, I'm going to be picking her. Tabitha Ricci, not much of a finisher. I mean, she got an armbar over Jessica Penne, but it's Jessica Penne. All right. So I'm going to be going Lupi Godinez just because of the momentum. I like how she fought in her last one. She looked like she had real power. She looked like she was actually dangerous. Like, these are good qualities to have in a WMMA fighter. Vicious grappling. She was doing some pretty nice slams. Could that also just because she was fighting Elise Reed? Maybe. But we'll see in this fight, all right? I'm leaning Lupi. All right, Steve Erceg versus Alessandro Costa. I'm going Steve Erceg on this fight. I know Alessandro Costa. What's going on here? I know Alessandro Costa has more UFC experience. Oh, what the? Sorry, guys. I don't know. My Wi-Fi is being all poopy today. So yeah, I'm gonna be leaning with Steve Erceg just because he got that win over David Dvorak, which I don't think. Okay, I gotta get this guy off the screen. Hang on, guys. Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's not letting me scroll up. Okay, Steve Erceg, he's coming off of that win over David Dvorak, and I don't think it was a close fight. I do think he clearly won it, but I don't think he looked too crazy. I didn't see anything crazy impressive, but he did beat David Dvorak, all right? Alessandro Costa, I just can't pick a guy who got finished by Amir Albazi, by punches nonetheless, all right? I don't know. My Wi-Fi is being so ass today, guys. I'm sorry. But let's move on up to the main card, all right? We got Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. I see a lot of people giving Sabatini a lot of credit in this matchup. All right, I'm going to wait for this to load, guys. Alright, I see a lot of people giving Sabatini a lot of credit, which is fair because it is the best guy Diego Lopez has fought so far. But Diego Lopez, man, I'm a fan. Alright, this guy probably is the most popular one-in-one guy in the UFC. Alright, just because of that performance he had against Movsar Evloev, and then he won against Gavin Tucker on a fight night, and like everyone loved him. The crowd was going crazy for Diego Lopez. So this guy's like low-key captivating the fans, and I like that. I like that quality from him, and I'm gonna be picking him to win this fight by second round submission. I think he's gonna drop Pat Sabatini and then sub him on the ground. Pat Sabatini, listen, he has wins in the UFC, and he is a pretty experienced guy. We see only lost to Damon Jackson. But the wins for me, they're not anything too crazy. Granted, you can say the same for Diego Lopez, but I'm going to be picking Diego Lopez. I think he's the favorite in this fight. And, is he? Oh, he's the underdog. Diego Lopez is the underdog, boys. I would say cash your check, all right? Odds to win by submission? That's okay, all right. Yeah, put some money on Lopez by submission, in my opinion. Unless he gets totally fraud checked, I think he's going to win this fight pretty easily. All right, moving on up the card. This is my fight of the night, boys. Matt Frevola versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I see a lot of people going with Benoit Saint-Denis, and I am too. All right, I'm going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis. He's got every reach advantage in the book except for the leg reach. He has a longer reach, more height, weighs more, more momentum behind him. Look, Matt Frevola, bro, I like you, all right? You took the Drew Dober spot, all right? But I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to take the Drew Dober spot because he has vicious grappling, coming off a win over Thiago Moises, and then before that, who was it? Bonfim. Yeah, Ismail Bonfim. Yeah, I like Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's a guy who is able to just throw leather, take a shot, to give a shot. I think his power is insane. You can say the same for Matt Frevola, guys. I know that. But, bro, you got finished by Terrence McKinney. All right? In the first 10 seconds. All right? Now, Matt Frevola, I know that you could say that was a fluke, and he's gotten better since then, and if they fought again, that wouldn't happen. I agree. I think Matt Frevola beats the shit out of Terrence McKinney. But I like Benoit Saint-Denis, man. He's a fun guy to root for. He brings it in every fight. I'm picking him to win this fight by a ground and pound TKO in the second round. All right, I don't think he's going to chin Frevola. And even if he does drop him, I think he'll have to finish him with follow-up shots. So, yeah, I'm picking Benoit Saint-Denis. Moving on up the card, we got Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern, okay? Jessica Andrade, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you fighting so much? Guys, look at Jessica Andrade's strength of schedule this year. All right, now I saw a headline where she said that she kind of is fighting a lot to pay off her divorce. All right, now that's tough. That's tough, all right? And I know that's tough, but, I mean, what the fuck, right? Win in January, decision win against Lauren Murphy. Like, okay, cool. Submission loss to Erin Blanchfield. Knockout loss to Yan Xiaonan in May. You guys see the schedule here. And then in August, she comes around just to get guillotine choked by Tatiana Suarez. All right? I understand she's got to make some money. But she's a champion from Brazil. There's other things I'm sure she can do. Like, what the fuck, you know? It wasn't long ago where we were looking at Andrade as like this like Terminator and like super hard to finish type fighter. Even I know Whaley finished her, but you guys get what I'm saying. But like up until the, I mean, I know she has 3 wins here, but up until the Shevchenko fight, she was looking like okay, like she could be a champion on any given night. But now, I just think Dern is gonna like wrap her up in a submission in the 3rd round. I'm gonna pick Dern by 3rd round submission. All right, I know both of these ladies are fighting to pay off divorces. How funny is that? All right. Well, for us to look at. Not funny for them, but you get what I'm saying. She's coming off a win over Angela Hill, which isn't anything crazy. Lost to Yan Zhaonan. I think that this is Dern's ceiling. All right, I think like Dern isn't gonna get much higher than this. What rank is Andrade again? Number 5. I think she'll get to that top 5. Maybe win one more, but I wouldn't pick her against like the top 3. Unless she comes out with some insane skill in this fight, like I'm talking like 2 10-8 rounds and a finish in the 3rd. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna be picking Mackenzie Dern. I think it's gonna be pretty back and forth until then. It'll either be Dern by submission or Jessica Andrade randomly chins her. That's the thing that can happen. All right, moving on up the card. Heavyweight interim title bout: Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall. This is why I waited till the end of the week to make my predictions, okay? Because Tom Aspinall, guys, I've seen his interviews, I've seen the press conference. I think he's given himself built-in excuses, and I don't think he truly believes he's going to win. I think he's confident. I think he wants to be here, but I think Pavlovich's confidence is just insane. Like, he does not care. He's so stoic. He's just, he knows he's going to finish this guy. Whereas Tom Aspinall, he's more like, Sergey Pavlovich, skilled fighter, dangerous fighter, dangerous guy, most dangerous guy in the division. And I'm just like, okay, sometimes when you give your opponent too much credit, it kind of brings down your own stock. All right, I know you guys get what I'm saying. And that's how I feel about Tom Aspinall in this fight. All right, Pavlovich was the backup fighter for John Jones and Stipe, and I know he's been training that wrestling defense, whereas Tom Aspinall, I'm coming in off the couch, all right? He's a dangerous fighter, all right? So this is a fight where I have flip-flopped back and forth from the time it was announced. I'm going Pavlovich. All right, first round TKO. I'm going Pavlovich. I think Aspinall is going to play it smart, but I think he's just going to get a little overzealous. I think he's going to stand in the pocket for a little too long and get chinned. I think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to go out cold. I don't think Pavlovich has like KO power. He has knockdown power, and then he'll finish you up with the follow-up shots. So, and we see every advantage, except for height, is in favor of Pavlovich. But even if Aspinall loses this one, man, I don't think it's the end of the world because he's so young. He's only 30. I think he can come back and make a run for the title. But I just think in this fight, the short notice aspect, the not displaying a ton of confidence, I got to go with Pavlovich. But this is the true definition of a coin flip fight. This fight is not going to be back and forth. It's going to be an avalanche one way or another. It's going to be a first round submission for Aspinall or a first round knockout for Pavlovich. So I'm really excited for this one, man. I'm smiling just thinking about it. All right, let's move on up the card to the main event, light heavyweight title bout, Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. This is such a scary fight to predict, guys. This is a 50-50 fight. I can truly see it going either way. Yuri Prochazka fights like Israel Adesanya talks, okay? He's like a tornado on fire that is like swinging nunchucks at you. Okay, what is up with this shit, man? Load. Okay, there we go, guys. Sorry, I had to let that load. I love Alex Pereira. I like Yuri Prochazka. I think that if Alex wins this fight, it's going to be like a TKO finish, like a knockdown to follow-up shots. Whereas if Prochazka wins this fight, I think it's going to be like an out-cold KO. I can't handle seeing Alex get KO'd twice this year. I love this guy. You guys know we're heavily against Adesanya over here. We're big Pereira fans. But not only because he beats Adesanya, but because I do like Alex Pereira. I love his fighting style. He has great wins in the UFC outside of Israel Adesanya. And it's such a risky pick here, guys. I think this fight can go either way. I think the offensive grappling from Yuri is going to be an issue. I actually think Yuri can submit Poatan. And if Yuri wins, I hope it's by submission. I hope I don't have to see Pereira go out cold. But I'm going to be picking Alex Pereira. I think Glover has been teaching him a lot. I think his grappling is getting better and better. And I'm sure, Glover was piecing up Yuri, guys. Make no mistake. I'm sure Glover has some wisdom, some old man wisdom to give Alex. And here's how I think it's going to go, all right? First round, both guys, I think Yuri is going to be way less patient than Pereira. I think Pereira is just going to stay on the back foot for a little while, kind of get the reads on Yuri and, like, truly understand his movement, because Yuri does move so weird. I think in the second round, Yuri's right hand is nowhere to be seen when he throws. He throws it from the hip. I think Pereira's going to 1-2 head kick him. All right, we've seen this combo thrown so much recently. Makhachev landed it. Justin Gaethje landed it. Oliveira landed it. Leon Edwards landed it. Guys, this combo's being passed around like crazy right now. And I think Alex is going to capitalize. I think he's going to throw the 1-2 down the pipe, get Yuri to drop his hand, maybe move his head off to the side, and I think the head kick is going to come up there. I don't think Alex would drop him with a punch, because I don't think his power at this division is too crazy. I'm sure he still hits hard, but like I don't think it's as crazy as it was at middleweight. So, there's that. But I also think he's kind of embraced being a light heavyweight a little more. So maybe his strength has gotten better. I think when he fought Blachowicz, he still thought he might go down. But now I think he knows he's staying at light heavyweight. He's putting on more muscle, more strength and conditioning training. So maybe the power in his left hook is going to be there. But guys, you heard it here. 1-2 head kick from Pereira. However, this is such a 50-50 fight, man. I'm so worried, man. Why couldn't Pereira be fighting someone like Johnny Walker for the vacant belt? You know what I mean? But Alex Pereira, 1-2 head kick, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I have a banger coming out next week, and I hope you guys enjoy the fights, man. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day.